When a billionaire CEO's screaming baby silenced an entire five-star restaurant, nobody expected salvation to come from the invisible black waitress in the corner. But sometimes the most extraordinary gifts hide in the most overlooked places. In the marble-floored elegance of Le Bernardin's private dining room, crystal glasses trembled on white linen tablecloths as a baby's piercing cries echoed off the gold-leafed ceiling. The scent of truffle oil and aged wine hung heavy in the air, mixing with the tension that gripped every patron's shoulders. At table 7, billionaire tech CEO Jonathan Mitchell rocked his 6-month-old daughter frantically. His Armani suit wrinkled from 2 hours of failed attempts at comfort. "Sir, perhaps we should," began the maître d', his French accent strained with barely concealed irritation. "No," Mitchell snapped, sweat beading on his forehead despite the restaurant's perfect climate control. "I paid $20,000 for this private event. We're not leaving." Around the room, Manhattan's elite shifted uncomfortably in their chairs. Board members from Fortune 500 companies exchanged glances. Socialites pressed manicured fingers to their temples. The crying had started the moment they'd arrived. And nothing, not the imported pacifier, not the designer bottle, not even the professional nanny's practiced techniques had worked. In the corner, nearly invisible against the burgundy wallpaper, moved a figure in the standard black uniform of the service staff. Grace Washington carried herself with quiet dignity as she refilled water glasses, her movements fluid and purposeful. At 42, she'd learned to navigate these spaces like a ghost, seen when needed, forgotten when not. Her graying hair was pulled back in the regulation bun, and her dark eyes observed everything while appearing to notice nothing at all. Grace had worked at Le Bernardin for 8 years, serving some of the most powerful people in America. She knew their preferences, their allergies, their affairs, and their secrets. But to them, she was simply part of the furniture, reliable, efficient, and utterly unremarkable. The baby's cries intensified, a sound so desperate it seemed to claw at the very walls. Grace paused near the service station, her trained ears catching something others missed. The rhythm of the crying, the particular pitch. It wasn't just distress. It was communication in the purest form, a language older than words. "This is ridiculous," muttered Elizabeth Hartwell, the mayor's wife, to her companion. "Can't they control that child?" 20 minutes of this," whispered another guest. "I'm developing a migraine." But Grace heard something else entirely. In the baby's cries, she recognized a pattern she'd encountered before, in other places with other children. Her fingers unconsciously tapped against her serving tray 1, 2, 3 beats. A lullaby her grandmother had sung, passed down through generations, crossing oceans and languages,